Hi, I'm Dr. Dwight Turner. This is Being the Other. Let's get started. Right, over my shoulder here we have the statue here, which is the monument of the Renaissance of Africa. Built several years ago. I think it's designed by a French designer, if I remember rightly, but it's actually built by the North Koreans. I must get that right. Built by the North Koreans for $20 million. It's a lot of money. This is enormous, this thing. You can't probably get the size of it here. If I move the camera like that, you probably see it a little bit bigger. It's very warm out here, so that's why I'm wearing my hat, trying to stay in the shade a little bit. So this thing was built several years ago by the North Koreans, and it's caused a lot of controversy. Because you have to remember, Senegal is actually a Muslim country. And this statue here has this man presented in a very sort of westernized fashion, muscles and whatever else, and a woman who's barely got any clothes on, and it's caused a lot of controversy in its makeup. So what we really sort of have is like a clash of two cultures, a clash of like a sort of a westernized vision of Africa, and the country that's actually in, which is a very different version of Africa. So the other sort of sits within this. There's a sort of clash between two different worlds here. It's a beautiful statue. I'm going to go, we'll have a look around in a minute. I'll take some pictures when I'm up there, probably put them up for yourselves to see on Being the Other here. But it's worth just noting just how this is. Well, listen, I've moved now to Ile de Gorée, another part of, just out off the coast of Dakar. And I've come here and I thought I'd do a quick bit of filming. Excuse me, I'm a bit hot today. It's really warm out here. Quick bit of filming, basically because we all have an experience of being the other, and it could be something that could be quite historical. Be it, looking back at the historical sort of treatment of women. It could be the invisibility of the LGBTQIA community. Or the disabled community as well, in the marginalization of mental health. In some ways, we all have some sort of experience of being marginalized and hidden away as the other, or objectified, or whatever it might be. And every now and again, I think it's important for us, as the other, to actually engage with what that actually means. What is that actually like when you revisit sites of the traumas that we all hold within us? So I've come here to one of mine, I guess, one of ours, as a man of color. The Ile de Gorée actually had a slave port on it, or slave market, I should say. And I'm actually here, I'm going to turn this around slightly as I'm walking around here. What I'm filming right now is actually from the slave market itself, or the slave holding, if you like, itself. Downstairs from here, excuse my stuff in the background, there are lots of very small cells where you'd actually expect to have, literally 100 different people, men separated from women, all hidden away, locked up where they couldn't actually lie down or sleep. They were objects to be traded in a way, and that's part of my history of otherness. And of course, when I come back to places like this, it's not easy. I remember doing this once before when I was on the island of Zanzibar, visiting a slave port there. I went to an Anglican church, which used to be the site of the slave market. And actually feeling really quite emotional about the fact this is actually where slaves, persons from my sort of continent, were traded. The aim for me actually telling you this story here is not so much to feel sorry for me, because my journey is my journey, but it's to remind yourselves to look at what is your experience of otherness, what's your historical narrative of otherness. Me visiting Senegal reconnects me with some of that, but what is yours? It's worth thinking about that as you move forward in life, because only through acknowledging that part, and also the parts before that, can we actually rediscover who we really are, separate to the majority, separate to the subject. I just turn around one more time. The bizarre thing about this place is actually quite a beautiful island, but with such a checkered history. What can you say?